The plane flew great. It's a great flying airplane. As far as a cross-country platform, I don't think you can get a really nicer plane. It's
amazing. Yeah,
pretty roomy inside, even with two people there, and then lots of room in the back for bags and people. So she's a great airplane. This year was a little bit challenging just because of the weather. Should have been about a 6-hour flight. Ended up being almost 10 hours of flight time. We were going northeast a lot more than we were going to the northwest from Lakeland, Florida. But it all worked out. So it was about, I don't know, a 12-hour day or something like that, all involved.
Gerald Oliver found the airplane. They went to headquarters. Bob and I actually went to headquarters in March to do some training. And then when did you guys bring it back?
Yeah, so we brought it back the weekend right before Sun and Fun started. So it was the Saturday before the show kicked off on Monday. And I got it back just in time. Then we flew it all week, gave a bunch of rides in it, and had a really good time with the airplane. So Eisenhower back in the day, the Constellation was his Air Force One. A couple of things they liked about the Aero Commander. They wanted something obviously could land on grass and short field takeoff and landing, which this does. But they also wanted something pretty easy to get in and out of for him and the First Lady and everyone else. So this has a door on the side. It's a real short step up in there, so that worked out great for the airplane. So this one won out over everything else, because you can imagine the First Lady didn't want to walk up on the back end of like a Piper Aztec and step in from the wing. That was some of the reasons that drove it. The reliability of the airplane, there's a legend that says they actually took a propeller completely off of this airplane, stored it inside the airplane, and flew the airplane across country to demonstrate just how reliable and safe the aircraft was going to be for the president.
You know, I didn't really understand the gravity of it until I started flying it and coming to the shows and seeing people flock to it and how much interest it drew. So that's when it really kind of hit home with me. You know, to me, I was like, oh, it's just an Aero Commander that we're flying around, you know, but then, you know, the more people get interested in it, we get to talk to people about it. That's when it really kind of sinks in that the President of the United States actually flew around in this, and they called it Air Force One, and now we get to fly the airplane. So it's pretty amazing.
And the same thing kind of hit me when I was flying it at Lakeland. You know, we were given rides, and just like he said, you don't really understand the significance of it until you're kind of in it, and then you really start thinking about not only who rode in it, but who flew it, who touched the controls you're touching. And it's a one-of-a-kind airplane. It's the only one still flying of the 6 that they bought in 1955. So while there are some great airplanes here, Mustangs, Corsairs, a lot of rare airplanes and bombers and all that, there's usually more than one of a lot of those, but this is the last one. So when you're flying it around, it's a pretty big responsibility. You don't want to be the guy that messed that up, for sure. You know. Yeah. I stumbled onto the Commemorative Air Force not that long ago, back in October, and you kind of found out what the organization does and how it works for pilots and getting checked out and being able to fly amazing airplanes like this, which was really exciting. What I really like about this wing is some wings are more of, you know, it's more like a flying club, and they take care of an airplane and they showcase it and all that. But most of the people in the wing are pilots or maybe a few mechanics. But our wing, the predominant majority of our wing is volunteers that aren't pilots or mechanics. It's just people that have a passion for aviation, for historical airplanes. So they come out and they do all the stuff that we couldn't do this, you know, without, which is doing the ride desk, volunteering, coming out washing the airplanes and things like that, helping us drum up support in community and all that. So there's a huge organization behind the pilots and mechanics that keep the airplanes in the air, that keep the wing going. And our wing is one of those. It's really exciting. Our wing leader really wants to grow it, add more aircraft, and expand the wing. So it's a pretty exciting time for us, really.
I'm pretty new with the unit too. I joined like last October, and I'm already here. I am flying one of their airplanes, so it's pretty stoked.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, if anybody out there has always wondered, how do I get to fly a Warbird? This is how you fly a Warbird. You join the Commemorative Air Force as your national chapter, find a local wing near you, join that wing, get involved with the wing, get to meet the people out there. You know, so whether you're a pilot or a mechanic or just somebody who loves airplanes, get involved. One of the things that we do with this airplane, when we have an empty seat, we're paying passengers for a ride, we have empty seats. Sometimes we put veterans in there if we have a veteran on standby, but also our volunteers who don't normally get to fly in airplanes get rides and ease, and it's the same in that organization. So it's a great organization to get involved in and volunteer with, and then anybody who just wants to help support financially, all the wings need that kind of support as well. Ours in particular It's Tampa Bay Wing of the Commemorative Air Force. You can go online there and make donations. We actually did a fundraiser to help us bring Ikesbird up here. So we appreciate any help that we can get, and I highly encourage people to get involved in the organizations. So you can go to the commemorativeairforce.org is the main page, and from there you can link to the others. We have a large presence on Facebook for the Tampa Bay Wing specifically. So it's the Tampa Bay Wing Commemorative Air Force, and that will list all the events that we're going to be at. You can sign up there for alerts and things like that as well. So that's probably one of the best places to find us is on Facebook. Just search Tampa Bay Wing Commemorative Air Force.